treat you like. Get my last cigarette. I'ma 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 treat you like.
Hope it don't end the same way. About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. Get my last cigarette.
About to start another day. Hope it don't end the same way. About to start another day. Hope it don't end the same way. About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. Get my last cigarette.
About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. Get my last cigarette.
About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. Get my last cigarette. 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 I'ma treat you like.
Hope it don't end
Get my
the
last
same
cigarette.
way.
What is up, man? What is up? We are back in black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there.
Last cigarette.
Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Shout out to David, No Compromise, James Youngblood, Shawnee, Erica, Florida, and Philly in the building. Stand up. Man, I heard just what happened to Wallow. Or was it Gilly? Gilly the kid's son got shot out there in Philly, man. Man, RP to his son, man. Philly ain't no joke. You fuck around and get shot. Fucking around out there, man. So shout out to everybody out there in Philly in the building. Stand up. Everybody, Tasha, Mariah, Lil Angie, and all them. Tanya, everybody out there, man, is handling business. Shout out to all y'all. Man, I got a couple things to talk about before we get into that. Did he come back? Did Jesus come back? Don't tell me that he didn't. You've been praying and kissing ass and just kissing ass. Just anything you need, Pastor. You know, and he ain't come back. That's out of line. But anyway, just keep on your shit. You know, hopefully for his untimely return. But until then, we got to do what we got to do to survive. Got a great topic. Police torture is real. I'm going to play some audio about what happened with these brothers in Mississippi, how these cops just barged in on them and waterboarded them and tortured them for about 2 hours, shot one of the dudes in the mouth in Mississippi. I don't know why, but I get it. Black folks is like, we not going nowhere. We stand in Mississippi, but man, you playing a dangerous game in Mississippi. We're playing a very dangerous game. And I was watching this new movie with Jamie Foxx. I think it's called, was it Blame It on Tyrone? I gotta look it up. Man, that was a good movie, man. Y'all need to go check that out. Hold on, let me see. I'm about to look it up right now to see what's the name of that movie. It's on Netflix. Very good movie. Very good movie. Hold on for just 1 second. Let me. Jamie Foxx new. Here, hold on, let me see. What is it called? They Clown Tyrone. Man, that is a great. I'm gonna talk about that at the end of this podcast. So I'm gonna get into that. Let's get into it though right now. Hey. Man, I'm about to play this audio so we can hear this audio. And we gotta hear this audio, man, because this shit is crazy. Hold on. Let's see. I want y'all to hear this. Here we go.
Knowing, what happened right here. Justice is what it all boils down to. I'm just like them, whether they in uniform or not.
For 6 months, Eddie Parker has been living in a house of horrors where he says he was brutally beaten by deputies sworn to protect this rural Mississippi community.
I crawled here to this spot, and they started beating me here and tasing me. As you can see, blood spots and all. And my blood spots there.
On January 24th, Parker and his friend Michael Jenkins say that 6 white Rankin County deputies entered the home and tortured them for nearly 2 hours.
Wow.
A heavily redacted incident report says deputies were investigating, quote, reports of narcotic activity at the house. They said they saw a gun, though there was no proof.
That don't mean you go in there and torture them. Why you just didn't arrest them and take them to the damn police station?
Either man had a weapon. In a federal civil rights lawsuit, the men alleged deputies entered without a warrant, handcuffed them, and subjected them to nearly 2 hours of torture and racist abuse. Jenkins was shot in the mouth during the incident. And Mary Jenkins, Michael's mother, says her son will never be the same.
I prayed with him, and I asked Michael, I said, if there's any life in you, Michael, if there's anything in you, please squeeze my hand, please let me know you're still in this body. And he did.
Jenkins' injuries make it difficult for him to speak.
It hurt. I'm embarrassed.
Has anyone from the department ever reached out to you and apologized? Have they ever asked
And his injuries are messed up because they shot him in the mouth.
for anything at all?
No.
The two men are suing a half a dozen Rankin County Sheriff's deputies, 3 named and 3 only identified.
Okay, so we have Rankin County Sheriff Christian Deadman. John Doe is the last one. One of them is Hunter Edward or Elward and Brett McAlpine. Those are the names of the sheriffs.
As John Doe's. Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey was also named in the suit, and he said earlier this month deputies involved in the incident were no longer with the department, although he did not confirm the number of deputies or their names. A Richland Police Department officer resigned after he was implicated in the incident while off duty.
Have you guys ever seen a case like this before?
I have never, nor has any of the experienced attorneys that I work with have ever encountered such a malicious and sadistic and egregious case.
In the lawsuit, Jenkins and Parker say deputies handcuffed, kicked, waterboarded, and repeatedly tased them. It also claims they were.
And y'all have to understand, a lot of these police officers were ex-military, ex-Navy SEALs, ex-Green Berets, ex-Rangers. So they go work in the police department and they use those same tactics that they use in the armed forces. They use it on our citizens today.
Sexually assaulted, and that a deputy placed a gun in Jenkins' mouth and pulled the trigger. He goes on to allege the deputies turned off their body cameras during the incident.
This was almost a 2-hour controlled torture and interrogation session by racist officers. They came in asking both men, were they dating white women? And throughout the course of the torture session,
Did you see that?
they constantly, all of them were using the word nigger,
Uh-huh.
constantly calling them nigger, and at times monkeys.
I believe it.
The attorneys say had their clients not survived, this case may have been more difficult to bring to light.
Whatever they wrote in their official report would be the official word. In Rankin County, they are used to the word of law enforcement being the final word.
They all need to be in jail. The
Yep.
one that actually did, and the one that stood by and watched. You just as bad as the other ones.
Leadership here at the Rankin County Sheriff's Department tell me they are now having a compliance officer. Not only
That's always what they do. We're going to have a compliance officer come out and retrain our officers. Stop. You can't undo racism, white supremacy that way. The only way you could do it is if all those officers that were implicated, not only are you fired from the police department, you're doing 25 years to life. Then police officers will stop doing it. Oh, and by the way, you don't get a pension. Your family don't get anything. Then police officers will have more of a, let's say, they would have more of a powwow like, nah, I don't think we should do this shit because I'm not trying to lose my pension and I'm not trying to go to jail. But if there is no penalty for these police officers, they're going to keep doing this shit no matter where they at.
check tasers, but body cameras to make sure deputies are using them all the time. But we talked to community members who tell me they are concerned about how this unit and this department has not been talking to them.
The men and women here now are good people that are constantly focused on going out there and doing the right.
But no, I am not going to allow you to have the moral compass over my people when I know how you feel about black folks. So no, that's the problem. That's where the problem lies. Too many people are giving the dominant society the moral compass, you know, to have this moral compass over other racial groups. No, you don't even like black folk. You love us enough to put us on a football field, a basketball field, to put a football in our hand or a basketball in our hand, or to put a mic in our hand so we can rap and dance and do what the fuck we want to do and be a core gesture for you. But we're not good enough to be in, I would say, leadership positions where we can change the system for the inside out. They don't want us in those positions, so stop.
To keep the citizens of Rankin County safe. We're going to continue to cooperate with any level of investigation.
Investigations into the department on the state and federal level are ongoing. Mary Jenkins says her son fought to live after a bullet shattered his jaw and almost severed his tongue. Now she plans to keep fighting for justice.
I think that God blessed Michael to make it that night because he knew something had to be done about Rankin County.
Ryan Young, CNN, Rankin
Wow.
County, Mississippi.
Oh, man, let's cut the music back on. God damn. All right. Well, look, this is what I got to say about it. Police torture is real. They've been doing it, and they're going to keep doing it in these states because racism and white supremacy is real. It's not a farce. It's not nothing that they just made up. But the dominant society, what they like to do is play the benign neglect policy and act like it doesn't exist. And, oh, no, we have Obama and all this bullshit. No, we clearly saw that it exists. You're calling them nigga. Are y'all dating these white motherfucking women and all that other stuff? You know, they don't like that shit, especially in the South. So, you know, because they're probably turned off that those women out there don't like them and want to fuck with brothers. That's I forgot what book that was in. I'm going to have to ask David. But there was a book, and I think it was in one of Tariq Nasheed's documentaries where these brothers, they were in the military, and I think they were in Europe somewhere, and these women were so obsessed with brothers, they was breaking into the military base. You know what I mean? So that doesn't surprise me. But yet again, this is what makes me think about Miss Carly Russell. I hope that was real, not fake in no attempt to gain clout. You should not play like that because people are coming up missing. Remember Kendrick Johnson in Georgia? Let's not forget about him. I know David remember this. Kendrick Johnson, I think it was in Valdosta, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. And them kids, that one kid, he beat up that white boy. And then the dad came up and was like, well, why don't you come to my house and we have a boxing session? Beat his ass up again. And then all of a sudden, they couldn't find the kid no more. And they dumped him in a fucking wrestling mat. And he died in the wrestling mat, and then when it was time to bury him, all his organs was gone. And the kids, the white kids, their dad was a FBI agent, so that case had got dropped so many times, got recused. So many judges in that county had to recuse themselves because they knew that FBI agent. And they never even did anything to that family. They never did anything to that family, never did anything to them kids. The camera footage was deleted. You know, y'all have to understand, man, don't get comfortable in a situation where you think people won't pull it. And this means that as black folks, stop chasing clout. I hope that sister Miss Carly Russell really did get abducted and they returned her. I hope that wasn't no clout chasing thing because that's what it seems like it looking like. And my sister, if you doing that, shame on you for doing that shit, man. There's black folk that are really getting kidnapped for their organs. It's called organs harvesting. You know, when you do, organ harvesting, look that up, man. Remember, David Rockefeller had like 8 heart transplants. You better stop playing. Don't play. I hope that sister really got abducted and got returned safely. I hope it isn't no thing where she in cahoots with one of her friends and she didn't really get abducted and she just trying to get clout. Like, don't do that shit, man. That's not nothing to play with. It's just not. And we got to pay more attention to what the fuck is going on. And stop thinking because in your city the police ain't tripping that in other cities the police aren't tripping. This is law enforcement. What do you think? Police is a cesspool for failures and motherfuckers that couldn't make it in Fortune 500 companies and couldn't make it in the military and couldn't make it in life. So they go and they were nerds and goobers and couldn't get bitches when they was in high school. So they go join fucking the police department so they have some sense of power and control. Just like at the court plantation. When you see supervisors and managers that are all invested in work gossip and the hierarchy of needs at work, that means they ain't got no man at home. 1, 2, they ain't got no social life outside of work. And 3, their life is that corporate plantation. Whether they black, white, Hispanic, I don't care who they are. If you're dealing with people that are super invested with the drama and gossip at work, you better stay away from them. I do. That's why motherfuckers come to me. I'd be like, look, man, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Now I will have conversations with my people, my FBA people all day long about politics at the court plantation, all that. That's a different story, and how you need to move. But if you don't have a solution, you shouldn't bring up the problem. Figure out the solution first, because we know what the problem is. That's why I don't do the four-wall effect. You know what I mean? I have these conversations where a lot of people don't like what I say, and that's fine. A lot of people in my family don't like what I say, but I'm real with it. I don't do family politics. That's on my vision board. I do not do family politics. I do not do them. I don't care. I don't believe in politics because I don't believe in rising tides lifts all bills. I believe in hard work pays off. I mean, you reward good behavior, not bad. I'm a firm believer in carving out your lane, staying focused in your lane, and going with it.
How in the world can you imagine that?
Neighbors can't wrap their head around it. They're remembering No, Bryce, and Bubba as written on this tree memorial in front of the house.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. I love how soft you are. Sherman ultra soft is twice as
Hold on. See how they try to interrupt me when I'm saying something good? That's the fucking bullshit news. But we gotta understand that. I think it's very important that we understand that. Just like watching that They Clown Tyrone, that movie isn't what you think it is. This movie should be movie of the year for black folk. They did a great job. I'm gonna give you one spoiler alert. You gotta watch it. Because it doesn't start out the way you think it is. The way it started off was niggas arguing and getting into it and can't come to a solution. But then there was one scene where niggas was arguing and the white folk were just walking in and out of his room delivering these products that got black folk all fucked up. Like there's one scene in there, you gotta go watch it if I tell you. There's one scene in there where it was Jamie Foxx and what's the dude, John Boyega, and that one sister. Beautiful sister too. I forgot her name. And they sitting in there eating. It was kind of like a Harold's Chicken where they eating, but they noticing everybody in there is laughing as they eating the chicken. So Jamie Foxx looking around and he like, hey, stop eating the fucking chicken. And then when they did a deep dive, they made it seem like the characters were dreaming. But when you really watch it, it was a fucking governmental experiment where they were cloning people. And then they were putting the substances in the perms that the sisters were putting in their hair. In the chicken. You know, we love chicken, so they was putting it in the chicken. And then when you go to church, they was putting it in the Welch's grape communion juice. So everybody was in a daze and being rocked to sleep. Please go watch this movie on Netflix. They Clown Tyrone. Go watch the movie. I was laughing, but it was serious as a motherfucker. Because that scene when they in there eating that chicken, man, I was dying laughing. Because that's exactly how we are. Very, very good movie. I suggest everybody goes watch that movie. I'm going to watch it again because it was that good. It was that good of a movie. Jamie Foxx, at first I was like, man, what the fuck are they doing? But as I said, give it a chance. Give it a chance. And as I started watching, I was like, oh, this is good. Whoever wrote that movie, they did a great fucking job. Because what do we love to eat? Food. And what do they do? Poison the food and rock you to sleep. What do we love to go to? Church. And what do you like taking? Communion. What's in that communion? Welch's grape fucking juice. They broke it down, man. They did a great job. And I suggest that everybody goes and pays attention to this movie. And I suggest we understand that police torture is real and that when you drive and leave your house, you're in danger. And don't ever forget that. That's my time. I'm out. Shout out to everybody out there. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't. Guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.
I'm gonna treat you right. In my last cigarette.